Hello everyone, this is Karthik Selvaraj, and in this video 5 of IBM MQ tutorials we'll be seeing about remote queues. So the agenda of this video is to know what is a remote queue and how to create it, how to create sender and receiver channels, and how to create transmission queues. Finally, we'll be seeing a test transfer between two queue managers. It's- So I have opened my MK Explorer. So to know about a remote queue, so remote queue is not actually a physical queue, it's just a virtual queue. Suppose you have two applications and you want to transfer messages from one application to the other application. The easiest way that you can do with MQ is install MQ in one server in the application 1 and install MQ in the other server application 2, and you can create a remote queue in one of the queue manager, which would be pointing to the local queue of the other queue manager. So it is like if you drop a message into this remote queue manager, you will be receiving it in the local queue of other queue manager. Okay, so I don't have a separate server to demonstrate the exact scenario, but what I have done is in the same server I have created two different queue managers by the name local and remote. So we would be transferring a message from this queue manager remote to a queue manager called local. Okay, so first let us create okay, so before we create a remote queue, first we need to know how this connection happens. So first you need to define a queue called transmission queue. Okay, so go to new and click local queue. So transmission queues are basically local queues. So I'll have it as trans and go to next. So this is the feature that you are going to define it as transmission queue. So instead of normal, you need to have it as a transmission. Okay, and I click finish so that it gets created. Okay, next we need to create channels. I will first create and then I will tell you what is the purpose of the channels. So go to channels, go to new, and you have to click sender channel, and I will name it as a remote dot local. Click next, and it asks me the connection name. Okay, so now I'll explain what is a sender channel. So sender channel is the element which takes our message to a different queue manager. So in this connection name, you have to provide the host name and the port details of the queue manager which you are willing to connect. Okay, so I'll cancel here because I will tell you how to know the port in which the queue manager is being listened. So now we are basically going to connect from the queue manager remote to local. So to know the port number in which this queue manager is listening, I have to go to the listeners. So you can see the listener is listening in the port 1417. Okay. So now I will come again over here, go to new, and I will create a center channel because we are sending from remote to local. Okay. And remote dot local. Press next, and this is going to be a local host. But in case if you are going to connect a queue manager into some other server, you need to provide the IP or the host name, and open bracket 1417. This is how you have to provide the port details, and I need to select this transmission queue, which would be my queue called trans. So this is actually the physical queue which will be transferring the messages from my remote queue to the local queue of the queue available in the queue manager local. Okay, so I press finish and the center channel is created. Now we have a center channel. So similarly, to receive messages from this channel, we have to create a receiver channel in the queue manager local with the same exact name. So remote.local is my center channel name in the queue manager remote. So I have to create a receiver channel by the same name. So remote.local. That's it. You don't have to provide any other detail. That's it. You just have to finish it. You don't have to specify any other details other than it. But make sure that name is one and the same. Okay. So let me create a local queue in this local queue manager and call it as LQ. Next. And you can see LQ is created and the queue depth is 0. Now we can come to the remote queue manager and right click, new. We have to go to remote queue definition. So I will provide this queue name is RQ. Go to next. And you can see it asks what is the remote queue name in which the message needs to be dropped. So my queue in local queue manager, which the queue needs to be dropped, is LQ. Okay, and I need to provide my queue remote queue manager name also, which is local. Select the transmission queue, which is trans. This is enough. So if I drop any messages in the queue RQ, which is a remote queue, the messages will be transferred via this transmission queue called trans to the local queue LQ, which will be in the queue manager local, which is a remote queue manager. I'll finish it. So now we have created all the necessary things. Now just right click and we can put some message. So first I'll put an hello, and now next message will be world. So we have dropped two messages. So now let me go to this local queue manager and check the queue LQ. We haven't got any messages because we haven't started the channel over here. So let me go to the channel. So it is just inactive, so I have to right click and start the channel. Okay, so I'll go back, it's initializing. So after you create a channel, you need to start it as well. So if the channel is down or it is in stop state, the messages will be piled up in the queue trans, which is the transmission queue. Now as we have started the channel, we could see the messages in the local queue of the queue manager local. Okay, you can see the current queue depth is 2. I'll show you the messages if you want. So we got two messages. I can see the message data hello and world. Okay, and if we had this channel as stopped, and we post some messages to this remote queue definition, which is now we can have it as stopped, is the data I put. So it will not go to this queue called LQ in the local queue manager, we can see the queue depth is still 2 because the channel has been stopped. So the message will be piled up in the transmission queue in the queue manager remote. You can see that the current depth is 1. So the message hasn't crossed because the channel has been stopped. Okay, can't see that. So have that. So when you start this channel again, you can see the messages flowing from the transmission queue to the local queue over here. So you can see we have now got this third message. So this is how a remote queue works, and even if there is a failure, see you got that message. So even if there is a failure in the destination queue manager, or even if it is down, all your messages will be piled up in the transmission queue and you will not lose the messages. And this is one of the most powerful techniques of IBM MQ. So when the queue manager is up and running, the destination queue manager will receive the messages for sure. So that's all for this video, and thanks for watching this. Bye.